Breaking news to kickstart the hour, though. Harry's memoir has finally landed. Not on the bonfire, unfortunately. British bookshelves, yes, that's where it is. After a week of leaks and speculation, and get this, it's become the fastest-selling non-fiction book ever. Although, anyway, I won't say that, he'll sue me. Recording figures of 4,000 copies so far across hardback, e-book and audio formats on its first day of publication. That's according to publishers. Some people even queued up to get their hands on a copy at midnight last night and read all the revelations about the Duke of Sussex's life and subsequent escape, where he found freedom, of course, in the United States, with just his trust fund to fall back on. And this afternoon, our royal correspondent Cameron Walker has unveiled Harry's ability to accurately recall events has been called into serious doubt. So questions of credibility here from Harry. A significant Queen Mother error in the book. And Cameron Walker joins me now. Cameron, take it away.
Yes, I mean, first of all, just let's go back to the point that the Duke of Sussex's book has sold more than 400,000 copies so far across hardback, ebook and audio formats, according to the publisher. Pretty significant. We've been talking all day, haven't we, about the lack of queues coming from the bookshops, but according to these figures, it is the fastest-selling non-fiction book. And as far as the publisher knows, the only other books to have sold more in their first day of those starring the other Harry. Any guess?
Harry Potter.
Correct.
It's got to be Harry Potter. Yes, yes. From the wonderful creative mind of J.K. Rowling, of course. OK, all right. So it has been flying off the shelves. I think the e-book numbers, no doubt, though, will have helped. I think, and potentially as well, audiobook. Apparently he reads it himself, doesn't he? I'm quite keen to get the audiobook just to listen to him droning on a bit.
I've got the audiobook on my phone and I've been listening all day, Patrick, having Prince Harry in my ears. Well, do you know, what strikes me, he's actually quite a good voice actor because he imitates a few of the quotes and he gives it conviction. And he imitates an Australian accent when he's talking about one of his Australian friends who he spent time on his gap year with in the outback. And it was pretty good, actually, pretty skilled.
Oh, there you go. Well, then maybe he can do the voiceover work that he was trying to tout Meghan for.
It must be the Hollywood rubbing off on him.
Exactly. Yeah. So you have, however, found what appears to be an inconsistency, and it calls into question the whole thing.
Yes, well, so it appears there is an inconsistency with Prince Harry's version of events when it comes to how he found out about his great-grandmother, the Queen Mother's death.
The kind of thing you'd remember normally, with crystal clear vision, the kind of thing, you know, you'd remember how a relative died, how you were told of it. You'd think that's something that would be etched into your mental retina. You
would think it's a pretty significant life event, and you're right, you'd think, many people would say that you'd remember it. But this is what Prince Harry has written in his memoir. So he says, at Eton, while studying, I took the call. I wish I could remember whose voice it was at the other end, a courtier's, I believe. I recalled that it was just before Easter, the weather was bright and warm, light slanting through my window, filled with vivid colours. Your Royal Highness, the Queen Mother, has died.
Right.
Now, from looking at news reports from that time, it would suggest that Prince Harry, along with his brother and father, were away skiing at the time in Switzerland. The Queen Mother also died the day before Easter Sunday. I think it's called Holy Saturday.
Right.
Which would suggest that schools would be shut, because, of course, it's the Easter holidays. I also spoke to a former royal correspondent who was covering the official photo call with William, Harry and Charles in Switzerland. It's the agreements they had with the press. They would pose for photographs, the press would then fly back to England, and they would be left alone to get on with their ski trip in private. So the royal correspondent who I spoke to said the phone call came through to her, to the person, that the Queen Mother was gravely ill when she landed back in England. Now, GBNews has also uncovered a photograph from that time which appears to show Prince Charles, Prince William and Prince Harry having stepped off the plane back in the UK to enter a car immediately following that ski trip. This photo is dated 31st of March 2002.
Right, which would appear to suggest, that perhaps Prince Harry's recollection was, of course, mistaken.